Watch the meter drop. That was a little bit loud, I think. So if it distorts, that's why. There's been something I've been meaning to say. I've done several of these videos. There's been something I've been meaning to say that applies to synthesizer. It applies to bass as well. Whatever's on the chart, okay, that's what everybody's going to be playing. If you're soloing, as long as you stay in the right key, if you're trying to learn to develop solos of your own, if you're following a CD, that's one thing. But if you're trying to develop some stuff of your own, or if you do like I do, and kind of mix what's on the CD with your own stuff, there are no wrong notes. I know there's certain musicians in our band that really like it when I do that. But anyway, there are no wrong notes in the solo. If you want to build up, say you want to build something, they're playing on a C or an A minor, and instead of going from the C to the G, you want to go E, F, G, that works. I'm done rambling. Let's try Momentum now. The first part of this song is syncopated. I believe all the chords are written on the charts. I might miss this a couple of times. I've tried this before and missed it a few times. But it's going to look something like this. The only difference between what's written on the chart and what I just did is when I went to the G, I hit a G suspended fourth and then went down to the G. So I kind of split the time up that the chart says you're supposed to be on G between the suspended fourth and the standard G. Like with some of my other videos, you don't see what's going on the left hand because these are primarily geared towards teaching melodies and teaching guitar stuff. You don't have bass on a guitar unless you split it. You have different controls like sustain, pitch bend, modulation. I think one of them's got portmanteau and all that happy stuff. So that's the first part. That's the first part of Momentum, and then once you get through that verse, there's going to be kind of a, I think it's a pre-chorus where it goes, I am going deeper to places I've never been. That's when we start a jazz beat that I use pretty commonly on others. I use that pretty commonly on songs like Praise Goes On. Just did one with Already Won. And my mind is a little bit too blank to think of the rest of them. What I first started doing was tapping on the neck of the guitar for that jazz beat because it goes 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. I started tapping on the neck of the guitar for the beats, so it's 1 and 2 and so on. So the way this is going to look on the transition, let me see if I can find one real quick. Having a video in front of me helps because it brings up lyrics. Okay, let's start here. Actually, no, let's wind it back. We're going to start right around the line. This is the hour in the song. I'm not getting it quite right. Let me wind that back and try that one more time. And that's that little pre-chorus-ish transition before you get into the main chorus of the song. Now, the main chorus has a riff that plays through it. This is probably a guitar riff, but I've done it on the synthesizer. You heard just a little bit of it before I stopped the music. It goes C, G, F, E, C. That's the only part that I can pick out from the CD. So I expanded it a little bit to play that little riff through the entire chorus. After that C, I wait for probably a beat. Remember what I was saying about building up to another note? There's no wrong notes. I took some creative liberties. So it goes something like this. There's your first part that I just explained. E, F, G, C, F, G, C, F, G, C, F, G, G, F, G. and then it repeats. If you miss one of those little runs in there, you can substitute another one for it. It doesn't matter. If you realize, oh, I played the EFG part twice over, play the CFG one time less. No big deal. As long as you're hitting the C, G, F, E, C on the very first, as long as you're hitting that on the very first of, I think it's every other line in the chorus. The whole thing is 16 beats, and I think it's two 16-beat sections, so 2 4-measure sections. As long as you're hitting that riff on every fourth measure, you're good to go. So that's going to sound like something like this. And I have a blank screen. Okay, here we are. Back into transition. We're going to start kind of in the middle of that transition.
Things I'll never see. Put your hands together. 1, 2, 1, 2.
And that's that riff. And you probably noticed, if your eyes are fast, you probably noticed that the pause in between the first part of that riff and the rest of it was a little longer in some cases. So all those runs, or any of those runs except for the very first one, that C, G, F, E, C, can be substituted for silence. If you want to play that riff and just go, and then hold the C, or maybe hold the D, not the D, hold the C, or hold the C and the G, or play that riff and then start playing chords from the chart, play that riff again when it comes up, and then play chords from the chart, that would work also. Don't ask me what the chords are on the chart. I'll be honest with you, I didn't even pay attention to that chart. I don't think I've seen them, but I don't think I've followed one since we started doing this song. As a matter of fact, I remember distinctly the first couple of times doing this song of something about headbanging and being about 3 feet in the air. So, chart, what's that? What else is there? There's a syncopated part, there's the jazz part, and then there's the chorus. So let's just play through the first part of that song. Actually, no, there is something going on the bridge. Let's find it. That's not it. There's some words from the bridge. That's a minor chord of some type. That's it on the bridge. I think that's probably written on the chart. I don't know if you caught what all I did. The first chord, I think, was an F. Never stop. Never stop at A minor. Giving praise to... Praise is on a C. Praise to you. We lift you up. We lift you up. You make all things new. Never stop. You never stop. Giving praise to you. And if I keep doing that too much, you're going to think that I can sing and possibly put me out front again with a microphone. Anyway, that's just about everything that I can explain about the song Momentum from the Planetshakers.